Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Franchise Pearson, and welcome again to my channel. It is Monday. Happy Monday, October 28th of 2024, 6:16 in the a.m. Yes, I'm up early. I take my meds and I take my vitamins and I take my herbs. So yeah, 6:17. Wasn't gonna do a video this morning this early, but I'll come back and do one a little bit later. But this Tony guy, this comedian, Hiccchliffle. I listened to part of his comedic moment at the Trump rally in New York. People, I did not like the watermelon joke. I said I didn't like the watermelon joke. I didn't like the reference to Travis Kelce. And I sure, in the blank, didn't like his joke about Puerto Rico. People, you know there's a time and place for everything. I know he's a comedian. I know that things can get edgy. And I know that if you're known for being edgy, sometimes you push that envelope whenever and however. But you know, there is a time and place for everything. The Bible does talk about it in Ecclesiastes. There's a time and place for everything. There's a season and a cycle. I get it. And even if that reference wasn't in the Bible, I believe that the good Lord crafted us a certain way. We just have common sense and we understand how to act in certain settings. Now, did Trump handpick this guy, this comedian, to be at his rally in New York? Or is this one of Trump's workers who picks the cast that spoke, of which there were some colorful people there, Dr. Phil and various politicians. And, you know, people, it appears to me Kamala is losing this race. She is losing this race. And the last thing that Trump needs as he goes toward the finish line is something that will blemish him. Obviously, he's been working hard, and the people in the campaign have been working hard, of which some are football fans and some are Puerto Rican and some are black. So he's saying, well, my friend is in the audience and blah, 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 skippy boom, boom, boom about his hairdo. And we were carving you know what last night, referencing to that, which, again, I don't like that type of joke. And then when he talks about the Puerto Rican and then the football thing, I just think it's in bad taste. The timing is terrible. And for him to think that he could pull this off in the general public, it was not wise. Now, he said he'd been out there, 17 years, whatever? Because 17 years ago, I believe he said he was sleeping outside the comedy club. Well, then he should know by now certain audiences and certain places where he could get away with a certain joke. Because now he has given Kamala some fuel. He is literally given Kamala some fuel. And I guess it was meant for me to get up early this morning because I went to bed thinking about it last night. I'm like, well, you know what? It's going to hurt Trump just a wee bit, but not a whole lot. But see, it's going to take over the conversation, and it has for Sunday and Monday and probably Tuesday. And you know they're going to find some people in all categories, blacks, Puerto Ricans, and football players who are going to be interviewed, and they're going to give their opinion, and it's going to be swayed a certain way, allegedly. And can you blame them? Because if you are behind in the polls, you're like, wow, I can't believe this guy gave me a present. Let me check my watch. Let me check my calendar. The timing was poor. And Christmas is 2 months away. How can I capitalize on this? You bet your sweet bippy. The Democratic Party and the Kamala Harris team, because I've seen a few interviews already, they're going to be cackling away. All because of him. Now, I don't know if he's responded. Has he apologized? You guys might say, well, Pearson, he has nothing to apologize for because he's a comedian. That's what they do. Well, you know what? I just respectfully disagree. Should the Trump campaign apologize? Now, that's a big one. That's a big one because now this guy has put Trump between a rock and a hard place, sure enough. But I can see a response coming out of him saying, you know what, we do have a line of people that do speak. And we don't always side with some of the things that they say. You know how they can color it up, saying that he was there, but yet we had no idea. And I'm sure behind the scenes, somebody grabbed him by the psychological collar, because that's what I would have done. I'd have grabbed him by the psychological collar and said, man, what in the hell did you just do? You got 17 years of experience, and you thought this was okay? Because even if you offended one black man or one black woman or one black Puerto Rican or one black football fan or just anybody who understands that when you work this hard and long to try to get America back on its feet, the last thing we need is for you to become the topic. Straight up, babe. Look, it's got to be addressed. And maybe I'm addressing it this morning because maybe somebody at the top is not going to do it because they're figuring, well, if I do, I'm going to get some repercussions. Look, I'm just keeping it real. I wonder what Trump was really thinking behind the scenes. I wonder what some of the Trumpsters, the people who are on stage, when they heard this, they're like, oh God, I just... People, now you got to put on a fake smile. You know the View gonna pick it up. We gotta keep it real. It's 6:26 a.m. right here in Chicago. It's 7 something in the morning in New York. I believe they're 1 hour ahead of us. But you know the View gonna be all over this. You know all those women, they're gonna have this guy for lunch. If they did not have enough topics, you just filled in the blank, young man. folks. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I've been at this communications game a long time. I've seen mistakes made. I've seen people butcher things. I've seen people, regret things that affect their career. But never in my life would I even think that somebody would run for office and there would be a comedian that would literally, hands down, create a moment, an unearned moment, give a prize, a present, give a pre-Christmas gift, fill in the blank, to an opponent that, in my humble opinion, has run out of options, run out of material, run out of slogans, run out of crafty ways, creative ways to march toward the finish line in this campaign. And you just hand them this. I don't know which one is worse. The black joke, the Puerto Rican joke, the football joke. People died with the Nicole Simpson thing, with the OJ. Come on, y'all, come on, use your head. That ain't nothing to joke about. I remember as if it was yesterday. Y'all remember being in the car? The Bronco? The bloody scene, the controversy, the Bronco chase. Y'all remember that? Black folks, y'all remember all the stereotypes that we've been dealing with since slavery? Them kind of jokes you tell in a small bar around folks you comfortable with. Because I'm not comfortable with that joke. I said I'm not comfortable with that joke. And my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters, look, I'm just shaking my head. I'm baffled. I'm just speechless. Sometimes you can lay your head on a pillow after you hear and witness something, but the immensity, the gravity, the weight of what you saw and heard and felt, it won't let you sleep. So I got up around 5 this morning. I'm like, I got to do a short video. It's 14 minutes. Yeah. Have I got it all out? I don't think so. I think this man needs to give some money to some black homeless people or a charity that you can trust to help them out. I think he needs to give some money to Puerto Rican groups as well who are falling upon hard times. And I think in general, he needs to make an apology. Not in response to the backlash that he's going to get for the next 3 days, or maybe even if Trump loses. He won't be the reason that Trump loses. However, every now and then you make yourself a poster child. You guys get it? Every now and then you become the one that people are going to point fingers at. Irregardless of the outcome, you just became a t-shirt, a reference. The star in the sky that is the wrong symbol for your party and any and everybody else. That's what you just became. You know, when you're a baby and you get older, your parents, we try to train our children. You guys know that when a child gets a little bit out of character, a little erratic, you say, honey, use your words. Use your words. Words are a powerful thing. Spirit of God, the word spoke everything into existence. But sometimes mama and daddy is not around, counseling is not around, and you mature to a point. And again, you have to figure out when is the best time to use certain words. You have to know your audience, people. When I was in the music industry, I had to learn the hard way. Certain songs I couldn't sing at certain settings because the audience, they weren't feeling that. I'm a black man, I'm singing country at the time. That certain crowd wasn't in the country, they was in the R&B. You feel me? You got to know your audience. And if you think you don't know your audience, if you think it can be controversial, if you think that it's okay in New York to tell that joke, baby, you got 49 other states and a whole big, wide world and a media that will pick up on it during these last 9 or 10 days left of the campaign, because they are looking for information as well in the countdown, the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, until the day that everybody who could get to the ballot box. You just gave the media something to munch on. People, if you don't think this was regrettable, I suggest you check your conscience. I suggest you think about what I just said, especially the last 2 or 3 minutes. You got to gauge things. You got to figure out the timing of stuff. You got to know your audience. Anybody who's done music or comedic work or even just public spoke, you know, you got to know your audience. You got to know what to incision and what not to. That's audience 101. You got to know your audience. You got to know their temperaments. You got to know if it's going to cost you, if it's going to go over well. And you got to respect that which put you and gave you the opportunity to speak in front of millions of people. I'm not saying he outright disrespected them or he outright disrespects them. What I'm saying is that when you think about the word respect, you got to ask yourself, how well will this be perceived? Will it go over well? Oh, Pearson, you're just too sensitive. Cracking jokes about blacks and watermelon, That's so old, Pearson. Grow a spine. And you know, the O.J. Simpson thing, that was a decade plus ago. He can do that. That's what comedians do. And the Puerto Rican thing, it's all right. It's all right. Baby, let me tell you something. You don't need to be drunk to realize what fighting words are. Okay? You don't need to be drunk or high to know what fighting words are. Last time I heard, this campaign was in part about throwing your right fist up and saying, fight, fight, fight. If I could speak for Trump right about now, I would say when he heard about this, he just shook his head. And who knows, he might have said it out loud. Then again, he might have kept it to himself. And he might have said, you know what? This guy just fought against me. And he went to his staff, called him into a room, allegedly, said a few choice words. And he told him, don't you ever in your life hire another person who has even a fingernail of history of being edgy. Don't do it. The Republic is at stake. I'm Friendship Pearson. Tell me how you feel. You agree? You don't agree? You on the fence? Did it hurt Trump? Will it be a temporary thing for all the media and the politicians and the Democratic Party to now throw this softball right back at us? Is it temporary? Or will they hold on to this moment for dear life and jam it down Trump's throat? I'm Friendship Pearson. If you like the video, thumbs up. Share the video. God bless everybody, and God bless America.